little beaver slide. Anyway, I'm out here heading in the woods. Gonna see about finding some mushrooms so I can do, instead of a catch, cook, and eat, a harvest, cook, and eat. You like that? Anyway, I'm gonna look for some mushrooms so I can cook it with some steak and onions. I'm actually going after chanterelles, but if I find anything different, I will maybe have it. Wish me luck. This is as fresh of a chewed beaver pieces of wood that I have found ever. I actually never have found any that are that green. Usually find them where they're already chewed on and dead. But yeah, I might have disturbed this beaver. I'm whispering because we have an elk up over the rise there. So I'm going to get back to you if I can get any on camera. I'm going to step out and see if I can get any on film. Do you see it? No, it's going into the woods. Yeah, it wasn't a group of elk that I could see. It was just one. It was a cow elk. So, yeah, I don't know. It's gone. Well, I know people have been harvesting chanterelle mushrooms. I just don't know if they've harvested in my area. Anyway, I can't find any. Step across and just to do a slow walk visual through the Salau. Yeah. If I don't find any mushrooms, this might become just a delete video until I actually start getting mushrooms, and then maybe I'll do that harvest, cook, and eat. But it just takes one mushroom. So, yeah, I just don't see any buttons, anything popping up. The ground's moist. So, I've been hiking in and around the chanterelles. Or sorry, I shouldn't say chanterelles. I found a button. It's too tiny though. I'll just show you. That right there is the beginning of a nice mushroom. I'll look around a little more and I'll get back to you if I find something bigger. Cross your fingers. I don't know that it's a chanterelle or not yet. I've got to get up to it. Hopefully it is, so I could start this mushroom hunt in a good way. It looks like it could be. It's a little lighter than normal, so I have to get closer. That's a good sign. There's some baby buttons right here. But yeah, let me cut this and take a peek. I was getting a little worried. So, first chanterelle of 2022, and it is a chanterelle. Hey, I'm not skunked. I want to find a few more. I don't know that I'll pick that other little tiny button. That tiny button's as big as the round of my finger or smaller. So, oh, gotta get you on video better. Okay. Anyway, let me get out in the light here, and I will explain what a chanterelle should look like. I've been doing some hiking, a little out of breath. Okay, starting with underneath. The stem should be solid, and that's good. Okay. The veins start off from the base and start to spread out, and they vein off like little branches in a river. All right, so a lot of times they'll be misshapen, and they'll have a cup, and some of them even have the look like a trumpet. So that's what you want to look for in a chanterelle, and they're bright orange. This one, it's a little off color, but definitely a chanterelle. Oh, and by the way, after you cut the stem will turn kind of that orange color too, or a deep yellow. See how I just scraped it, and that's white? That'll turn yellow as well. I'll get back to you on another find. hopefully. Well, I'm in this second or third growth forest, and the ground's just slightly damp. Now this was 4 days ago that it had rained, and I wanted to give it some time for mushrooms to pop up. It rained pretty decent too, so now I get it. Here's deer, elk, you know, squirrels, chipmunks, mice. They all eat these mushrooms also, so there could be some that are eaten up, but I believe we just don't have enough rain yet. I'll get back to you when I do find a mushroom, any type of mushroom, and hopefully it'll be more chanterelles. I've hiked in about 2 miles into this logging road, and yeah, the mushrooms aren't here yet. I'm gonna go to this other logging road gate where I know there's an area that I've found them along the road before over the years. It's on video, and I will get back to you if I actually find some there. That's only about a 1/4 mile hike. Ribbit. We got frog legs. That's not on the menu. I did find some chanterelles, but they obviously were old. They're I'll cut this one here. They're molding. So what I can do with the, get this in the film better, I can take the mold and just trim off the top and keep the stem, being that the mushroom's dying already. I have another one here that's starting to mold button. I don't know why they're molding. These must be really old ones. And then I have up here, I know I'm collecting moldy ones so I can do a harvest, cook, and eat. Pretty bad. But I'll just collect some of these. I'm glad I found a patch of them. But yeah. So it'll be kind of a success. I found one good one. So the rest will be mushroom stems that I can collect off the moldy ones. Well, this is my last chance to find any more of the chanterelles that I know where to look. The logging road gates are still closed, so unfortunately we have an issue here. Where I collect my mushrooms along here, tree trimmers come through and made the roads wider by trimming. Hopefully that didn't affect the mushroom growth, but it might have, because it puts it out in the open sunlight. So yeah, this would be where it would be, right on this hillside. Gosh, now they have to grow through the brush. Anyway, so I've on my other videos, I've picked them right through here. And I've come in here, which this is drier in here, so I see a old button there. I've come around the corner here, and I've videoed finding mushrooms here amongst the tree brush. Alright, it's time to cut up these mushrooms for a little bit of sauteing with some onions, and I will then get the steak out to cook it. Anyway, these buttons, well, these stems are not buttons. There's a couple buttons, this one and that one. But otherwise, these stems that were off of the molded top mushrooms, I'm just going to cut in half. Make them go a long ways, you might say. And we'll see how we do. Hey, I'm glad to have found something that I can use the mushrooms for, because I came up in the woods here so I could do this. If I didn't find anything, I was going to just cook steak and onions. So, there we go. This button here, cut it. That button's too small. And then the big one here, I'll just grab use my finger and break and split, like so. And that's probably good enough. So, as you can see, we got plenty of pieces of mushroom, and then I will now get butter, and then the onions I pre-cut up before leaving to go up here. And I'll get them cooking first. I'm going to cook the onions for a little bit first. I want them to have more time cooking, but I don't want the mushrooms to be all broke down and mushy. So I'll get back to you when it's time to add the mushrooms, and then I'll separate that and cook the steak, and then add them back just before the steak's done. Not a lot, but it's better than nothing. Well, these are sauteed down enough. I'm going to take them out of the frying pan and get ready to put the steak in. I just want to kind of cook the onions down to where they're kind of transparent. They're not quite there, but I will add them back with the steak when the steak's almost done. So, last thing I need to do is tip the bowl and put the butter back in. That's what I'm using if I didn't show you that I'm cooking with butter. It's going to be a two-handed job. I already have it pre-sliced. I just need to separate it, mix it around, get it cooked down. There we go. Last but not least, got a little bit of garlic salt with some other seasonings, and I'll put it over the steak. And then when that's near done, I'll add that, mix it in, and do a taste test with you. Steak's pretty close to being done. Hey, so one of my videos last year in the fall, I did a video based on what clam diggers lose. I show up the next morning at low tide or whatever tide it is, and I look for things they lost. This happens to be one of those things in the video. I'm almost out though. This might be the last meal. That bottle's getting pretty empty. This bottle was half to 3/4 full, and there's a price tag down here at $8.95 plus the stove unit. So I do have more gas bottles. I have one behind me, but see the rust? I'm making it last, and it looks like this might be its last meal before this bottle is out. So pretty cool. I'm still using it. I think I've made 5 meals with this thing so far. Coffee, meals, stuff like that. So it's time to add. I'll get the rest of these, but time to add those. I'll stir them around and let it cook down a little more, and get back to you on the taste. So, well, it's not about the steak or the onions. It's about the mushrooms. So as I get in here, I'm going to grab some of those as select, but I am going to have some onions stuck to it, some steak stuck to it. I'll tell you how that tastes when it cools off here a second. Yeah, here goes the taste. Hello. I've had this before. I know it. Tastes pretty good. And if you're not camping and you just want to go picnic, this is the best thing to do. Except I can't go behind this gate yet because I haven't opened it. Oh, kaboom. I haven't opened it yet for, haven't opened it yet. So, not yet. Hunting season's here in 15 to 20 days for modern firearm, and that's just how it goes. So, yes, I am still cooking. The gas was almost out, and I thought I'd just fry it up a little more. Grab a couple more of these mushrooms. All right. If you liked this video, even though we only found one mushroom that was good and the rest were moldy, even though I trimmed the bad stuff off and put it in this food. Anyway, if you like this video, please press like. If you want to see more of my types of videos, hit the notification bell. And if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to my channel. It'll go a long ways to help me make more videos. Share it with a friend. Thank you for watching. Yum!